I set up a business doing boxing training and mixed martial arts training on St Clement Street, subletting a studio. It's gone really, really well.
How has lockdown affected your business?
So firstly, it was the fact that we moved to tier 2 restrictions. I had to realign all the things that I was doing with my club. So I had to realign the practices that we were doing. I had to redo the risk assessment, etc., etc. And then I had to kind of tell people that they wouldn't be allowed to socialize with other people in the class, even though the class was taking place. Which I always thought was a bit like at school when you're not allowed to sit next to your friend. You could be in the same class, but you weren't allowed to talk to them. So I had to kind of consider all this, which I did do, because I've been very COVID safe throughout. I've had temperature guns, rubber gloves, face masks, hand sanitizer, thorough cleans before and after, track and trace. So I had to redo it for tier 2. As I was doing that, and as I was explaining the situation and sending out an email to my members, I wake up on a Saturday morning to like a government leak that there's going to be a full lockdown, under which I'm not allowed to train at all inside. I'm not allowed to train classes, but I am allowed to train one individual outside in a public park, but not a private garden. So that's meant, in short, that a lot of my business has gone down because not everybody can afford a one-to-one session. I have done a reduction in the prices for one-to-one sessions, but not only is that a factor on my income, because I still have to pay rent for the studio, I still have to pay rent for my house. It also means that I'm very dependent on the weather and daylight hours as well, because I can't train people in the darkness and I can't train people when it's wet because it isn't safe. In terms of government support, there is none, because I didn't trade in the previous tax year. I haven't been self-employed for 3 months. However, I have had some members that it has really affected, and I actually had a particular member in tears because it's too much, and that person found that their friends were very much following the rules and that they were essentially not going to see anybody. So when we did an outdoor session on a Friday, that person hadn't seen anyone all week and had felt that their fitness had suffered as well because of it. So you have a mental and a physical ramification of the lockdown. We put a lot of effort into being COVID safe. I redid the risk assessment for tier 2. They've told us for months that if you wear a mask, you keep your distance and you wash your hands and you keep the building aerated, if that's a word, aerated, then you'll be okay, right? And that's safe. We've done all those things, and now they're saying those things are not safe enough. So what's going on with that? You know, either it doesn't work or it does work. In terms of mental health and keeping people fit and healthy, we would take the strain off the NHS because we're keeping people healthy. I think there's some statistics that show that, you know, obesity accounts for £9 billion of spending in the NHS, mental health crises, etc., which there isn't a lot of funding for anyway. Sports like boxing definitely help with mental and physical health. So what we're trying to do here is keep people healthy. Boris Johnson wants to subsidise cheeseburgers at 45p with Eat Out to Help Out, telling people to get fit. We get them fit in a safe way, and then he closes us down. But you can still queue in Costa Coffee for a brownie. To me, that doesn't make sense. So.